Hi, how's it going? Are you guys doing okay? It's crazy that half of 2025 is already passed. Like, too fast. Like, time flies literally. Like, I'm kind of scared. But anyway, so just get right into it. So I always write my ideas on my notebook here, so I will read it. So when I get something good or when good stuff is happening to my life, I would think like, if good things are happening to my life in a row, is that a sign that something bad is gonna happen? But when I realized that when I'm thinking like that, I was living in my future, which doesn't exist, not present moment. Things just happen sometimes, no matter how much we prepared not to let it happen. Don't overlook beauty within your present life since it's present from the universe. And also, in my TikTok account, one of my comments, my follower, she shared, I took a screenshot. Yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, but today is a gift. That is why it is called the present, by Master Oogway? And I just wanted to share that. Maybe it's famous quote, but I didn't know, so I just wanted to share that. Yeah, that is why it is called present. How beautiful is that? And so I used to be really negative and always anxious, always worrying about, I was constantly trying to figure out my future, like what's gonna happen in my future and what should I do in my future to avoid it. Or, always like overthinking about everything and like, oh, maybe in my future this bad or that bad thing will happen soon. So I was so scared to do anything. Most of the time I was kind of regretting what I did in my past, but I've already talked about this. Our past doesn't exist, our future doesn't exist, but only our present moment only exists. So why would you waste your time and energy on something it doesn't even exist? Yeah, and I read that quote, I was like, oh, I think it's kind of true, right? Because only present moment exists at this time, like right now, right at this point, at this time right now. Like our past, we have it as our memories, but it doesn't exist here in this reality. And our future, sometimes we think of like, especially as a overthinker, I was constantly thinking about things that might go wrong in my future and getting scared, like my brain was coming up with like fake scenarios, like negative fake scenarios that could happen in my future as if it is going to happen, like it is true. But like I said, I am an overthinker, so most of the cases, or 10 out of 10 times, it never happened before, my negative scenario in my head. But I couldn't stop doing that because I did that habitually. But now I am trying to, since many things have happened, so that's that's something I'm constantly working on, like trying not to live in my future or live in the past and just live in this present moment. Now that I know my life or your life, our lives are that series of miraculous moments, I truly feel that. Sometimes when I'm too negative, I can't see my life like that. But when I'm normal or ordinary life, I truly feel that my life is literally that series of miraculous moments. So that is why I don't wanna overlook and like waste something beautiful that is happening to me, for me. That's why it is called present moment. It is a present. Yeah, so I am trying to live in this present moment as long as possible. But you know, like you said, I used to overthink about my future and my present, my past. So I need to work on constantly. Sometimes I go back to like these old habits and beat myself up, or you know, overreact to everything and overthink about my future, or making up bad negative stuff in my head and not taking any actions. But I want to stop that, and I truly believe that your life, there's so many beautiful things are happening in your life, even though sometimes, or most of the time, most of the case, like we tend to, or our brain, it's natural for our brain to think like negative way. It's our like default. It's our default. It's our brain's default way to think of things, or you know, perceive or feel negative way. I don't know why though, but and I used to do that a lot, or like too much, and my life was so difficult, I would say, and hard and heavy and dark. So I just wanted to remind you that like when you try to like perspective or perception really matters a lot in our lives, because when I used to be negative, I'm still kind of but trying to be positive or not to be negative, and when I'm too negative, I constantly asking myself, or in my mind or in my brain, I was repeating, why is this all happening to me, or why my life is so hard, or why like why victim mentality, and always like constantly asking my brain or asking my mind, why I have to go through this, and why is my life so hard in general, like why it always have to be hard, so dark, so heavy, you know, kind of like these negative questions to, I was always like thinking about these kind of negative questions too in my mind. And when we do that, I don't know that what exactly is happening, but what I know is our brain are really good at like reasoning things, or you know, finding reasons to everything. So when you ask negative questions to your brain, it will start to search for the answers to these negative questions. Like I used to ask myself, like why is it hard, why is it difficult, why always have to be me? Unconsciously or unintentionally, our brain will automatically like search for answers to these negative questions. So what I'm trying to say here is so negative calls negative things, like negative attracts negative, of course. So vice versa. So what I did to like change my negative loop in my mind or in my brain, I was trying to be always aware that like what questions do I ask throughout the day, and I was working on that and change it into positive questions, or like trying to ask positive questions to my mind so that it can focus on positive side of things. Yeah, so and it helped me a lot to focus on positive side of everything, and that helped me to live in the present moment as long as possible. So maybe you can try that if you are struggling to live in the present moment, or a lot of people, I think so many people, countless people are struggling, and I'm still, but that is kind of like piece of advice that I can give you. Try to be aware of like what things or what questions or how you are talking to yourself in your mind, and try to change it into positive questions or positive way to talk to yourself. So for example, what would it be? No matter how big or small the hardship is, whenever hardship coming into my life, I would think like, why is this happening to me right now? What did I do? Like, what did I do wrong? Like, old myself when I'm too negative. But now I would think like, what I can learn from this, and what lessons I can learn. It's pretty much the same. I lost my thoughts. Please come back. Okay, but anyways, kind of like that. Like, what you can learn from that hardship, and what you can learn from that, and how you can like put it into practice, that like use it, and like use it. Oh my gosh, my brain is not breathing. Like, what I can learn from that, and how I can apply it in my ordinary life, like daily life. Does that make sense? Like, kind of like that. Try to focus on like positive side of everything, or positive side of that. I don't know why, but I don't like to say positive or negative. But anyways, but kind of like that. So your perception or perspective matters a lot in your life. So always be aware of how you talk to yourself, or what questions do you ask to yourself on a daily basis. And if you find something negative, you can change it into positive, or starts to change your perspective to focus on positive side of that. I know it's hard to do it. I know I know it's not easy for us to like feel fulfilled or feel satisfied with little things, since we can get instant dopamine hit, like spike, really easily in this modern society. Thanks to, or because of technologies developed, we can get like instant dopamine hit easily, so we're kind of destroying our brain. But if you can change your perspective, and if you can fulfill, or if you can feel, or if you can like satisfy yourself with little things, like even the fact that you are alive today, or you get to have today, or you are healthy, or where you are, or you get to have family or house or something like that, even little things, which a lot of people are overlooking. For me personally, I think so. But if you can find it and point out, and you can feel satisfaction, I think it makes so much difference to I would say ordinary people. I am not looking down on like people who are not doing these things. Like, I am talking about what I am talking about. It is okay. It is the major. But if you can be, what's the opposite word of major? Minor people, like I am trying to be. I don't know why, but I kind of feel sad, or I feel sorry, or to myself, including myself, and to people who are in this society. For me personally, in my opinion, it's really hard for us to like just live, or thanks to technologies, we can live like convenience. Lots of things are getting convenient. Does that make sense? Like convenient, but side effect of these are also can be even ignored. So I don't know how to articulate what I'm feeling right now, but I just wanted to. But in my opinion, getting out of that kind of broken society system, not society system. My English is not Englishing, so don't get me wrong, but I just want to live better life. So if you feel the same, or if you want to if you feel like that, or you know, if you want to try, if you want to change, or if you are struggling, or if you are in pain like when I used to, or as I am trying to change, you're my teammate, or you are my friend. You're my friend, so stay tuned. If you are still watching till at this time, at this point right now, you are awesome. I truly appreciate you, and thank you so much for watching this video. And I genuinely hope you have a wonderful day, or wonderful weekends, or a wonderful day or moment, or whenever you're watching this video. And I will see you in the next one.